Here's a look at our latest named storm system in the Western Pacific. That is Tropical Storm Shanshan, could be called a typhoon in the near future. And over the course of the past month, we've had multiple storms edge near Japan here. And yet again, there's another one that likely is going to be making landfall in Western Japan. Very saturated grounds out there already. More rain on top of that could be causing some flooding, maybe even some landslides. That's going to be one of the big long-term threats with this one. It is pulling away from Guam. You had some passing rainfall, a little bit of breeze at a time, but I didn't see any reports of anything significant as this passed over, more as a weak to moderate tropical wave. But now pulling away, and yeah, western areas of Japan, including around Kyushu, Shikoku, and even over towards central Honshu, need to be watching out for this one. So let's break down where it is right now and, of course, where it's headed here. And first, I'll show you a little bit more of that enhanced satellite picture. Kind of talking about here, yeah, the convection flaring up pretty decently over the course of the last few hours. This is 12 hours. By the way, right here, that's Guam, and then there you got Rota, and then that Saipan right in here. So all of this is edging towards your north and west and moving away towards the north and west. Slowly, but it's getting a move on. And really, we are continuing to see the intensity strengthen on this one. According to advanced Dvorak analysis, kind of been edging up over the last few hours now. About 50 to 55 knots. You need to get up to 64 knots for a typhoon. But I think the ingredients are there for it to continue to strengthen out ahead of it. Another look at JMA's forecast, and they do expect it actually to become a typhoon within the next 12 hours as it edges towards the north there, and eventually turns towards places like the Kii Peninsula, maybe over towards central areas of Honshu. But there is some uncertainty in that extended forecast, and kind of showing you here the overall background flow. And first we'll show you this, and then we'll get into the models, because you have to understand what's happening in the atmosphere first. And here's where our storm system is when we have this overall flow actually edging in from the northeast towards the southwest, and not enough to turn this towards the Philippines, but definitely enough to where I do not expect this to move north and just make a hard right turn out to sea. Instead, what we're probably going to see is this edge out here towards central Honshu. This will migrate a little bit east, and we'll have it loop around like that. So coming on shore, I think around Kyushu over towards Shikoku. It depends on where this high pressure goes. But yeah, I mean, this scenario not gonna happen, guys. Just don't have the ingredients in place for that. And in fact, here's a look at the guidance now that I showed you kind of what the overall flow is. Guidance just kind of indicating, yeah, there is some bifurcation here with the models, especially the ECMWF. Some even take it over towards the southern Japanese islands. Most of them take it out there towards Shikoku or the Kii Peninsula. GFS, very similar setup here too. All the while this is happening, and I really want to stress this as well, and in just a minute I'll talk more about this in this video. You also have that inflow wrapping in around behind it, which could be setting up another enhanced monsoonal type setup, that enhanced tabaga. So yeah, that's another thing too. So let's break this down a little bit more. So first, well, one more look at our ECMWF guidance. Now that I've showed you what's going on, it's this pulls away from Guam towards the south. As we go ahead into next week, Monday over towards Tuesday, that's when you really start to see those rain bands come on shore. And even if this stays offshore, those bands will be hitting the mountains, increasing showers, flooding, landslides on already saturated ground. So yeah, I think easily we could see coastal areas. Now, this is still early on, but 300 to 400 millimeters. All the while, look at this. So we have our storm system goes off like this. All right. Then there's that tail I was just talking about, that enhanced monsoonal threat down here towards the central areas of the Philippines. And you kind of see it here with the water vapor imagery, our storm trying to spin up right there. And then look at that moisture flow kind of setting up in its tail. All the while, you also have our other system out there. You still have that tropical high pressure over western Japan. So yeah, there is your high right there. And that's going to be kind of the instigator on where exactly this could interact with the coast of Japan. But all the while, yeah, here's your inflow coming in behind it. And I do think we're going to see some pretty decent showers for central areas of Visayas, southern Luzon, maybe not northern Luzon this time around. It all depends on where this river of moisture sets up, but I think it'll be a little bit further towards the south. So here's a look at that forecast with the waves, big old inflow coming in behind it. Of course, large waves, lots of swells. Surfers will be happy a couple days out ahead of this. in Japan. While down towards the south here, that inflow and that river of moisture really increasing showers. And I think this graphic kind of illustrates where the areas in the red are more widespread. Is a little bit down here further towards the south. But the whole country would be unstable. But places like Mindoro, over towards Bohol, Cebu, southern Leyte, Samar, yeah, you're all going to be getting in on that rainfall. So, yeah. Yep. Lots and lots to talk about here today. So big thanks for everybody who supports this channel. Big thanks for our Patreon members. You guys are fantastic, and I can't thank you enough. So, yeah. That's what I got looking at today. A lot of rain. Going to continue to track Shanshan while that inflow continues to pour in behind it here across the Philippines. So, yeah, boy. Here's a look at that fly over Tacloban 32 Friday. Rojas at 28. Still got those scattered showers really across a good portion of the country. While not only for the Philippines, but let's scoot off towards our friends in Japan, where, yeah, you still got some afternoon showers. But I think the key thing out here is it's hot. Osaka, 36 degrees. Just brutal. That's that tropical air mess ahead of the storm system. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. Stay safe out there.